Good afternoon, everyone. So today I'm going to start a series of what I might hope will become a short set of videos on setting up your new website for your pony club. We're going to take it easy, and I'm going to start with some very basic things first. And first thing I'm going to show you is what actually the website is. And you can see here, this is the Monbulk Pony Club's website. And this has been configured. I've spent not a huge amount of time, but I've spent a little bit of time setting this up in a way that I like. And well, that's because I'm responsible for the website, so I get to make some choices there. But the couple of things I decided early on was I wanted to keep the number of animations on this page, the things that move without you doing anything, to a minimum. So for me, I like this single rotator page here, which shows the images. I'll go through what that is in a moment. I've added a number of areas of content that for our pony club are important. Perhaps one that everyone's going to be interested in is adding your club logo. I've set ours up here. On the left-hand side there, you can see the Monbulk Pony Club logo. It just helps to make sure that when people are on your website, particularly if they visited a number of other pony clubs in the area, they know which website they're actually on. So I like to have the Pony Club logo there. We have, I'll go through the menus, and you can see if you hover over the menu, it opens. And each of these items, in fact, everything you see on this page is something you can modify, change, or do anything you want with. It's all this. The software that's behind this website is a product called .NET Nuke, DNN for short. It's an industry standard website software solution. It is incredibly powerful. There's a lot of modules and things you can plug in to do pretty much anything you want in a website. We're only using the very basic capabilities here, and you know, for most things in Pony Club, that's more than enough. But it is a very configurable solution, and it's actually not too hard to use. So as I was mentioning, this is the menu system at the top here. Some of these things you'll get by default, and others you have to add for yourself. And I'll show you how to do that. It's not too hard. So each of these items represents a page, and by a page I'll show you what I mean. So for example, I've hovered over the rallies page, and if I wanted to find out a bit more information about our rally job description, so we have duties that people have to perform, you can click on this and you go to a new page, and on this page we have a description of the jobs that are necessary. So this is all the information I've entered. I haven't spent as much time as I need to formatting it and making it look pretty, but the basic information is all there. So club news, this is perhaps where most of your updates will end up going into. Club news is actually a module that plugs into the website, and it's called a news management solution. And what it allows you to do is to create articles, and articles are just pages of information, and they are actually HTML web pages, but they're tied up as an article, and the article allows you to manage them in terms of how long the article or that page is published, and also how it appears on your rotator on your front page. So I've just clicked on Club News, and you end up in your Club News area, and you can see a number of articles we've published over the last few weeks. Each of these ties back to your front page. So if I look here, Monbulk Early Equestrian Program, 14th of September, and go to the home page, you can see here it's one of the entries that appears on the big rotating image. And when that finishes loading, it will be spectacular. There you go. That's the first article, and you can show. I've configured this rotator to show 7 of the latest articles. You may want to keep that at. I actually wanted to see how many you can add. 7 seems. It's actually 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 seems to be a good number. It doesn't really matter, but it just means that it might take forever scrolling through. I like this format, a layout of the rotator, because you can see all of the articles listed there. And if I was, for example, interested in finding out about our Pony Club rally in September, I can click on the page there, and you can click on the image and you go to the article, and then you get to read the article. Okay, so we have the article. This was about our September rally. Very short one, this one, but there are many others there. So that's the article manager. That's a really important one, and I'll do a whole video on just that. But for now, we're going to talk about the very first thing you do when you get your website. Well, actually, before you can even get into your website to administer it, you need to get a login and password. And for that, you'll need to talk to the Pony Club Victoria office and talk to Sue Ann. She's the expert on getting these things for you. And the very first thing you'll get is an email. And I'll show you this email. This is an actual email I got today, which shows the website we're going to start playing with. And in that email, you'll get a link. And this is a link to the administrator login. That's the important one. And it has a username and password. So let's click on that. Before I do though, let me show you what the website might look like. So when it comes out of the box, brand new, and Sue Ann has done an excellent job, and she's configured most of your websites. And if you imagine there's hundreds of them, she's gone in and configured most of them so that they've got some content. I've asked for this one because I'm going to start from scratch. We're going to do one from very basics. So this is what it looks like. Before you even get in there, before Sue Ann's configured anything, this is the basic template. And that's what this is what the rest of the world will see when they go to the Southern Peninsula website. Just a note on finding the website. In the old website system, if you went to Monbolk Pony Club, if I've got that here, find it. So the old website had a URL, which everyone knows. So if you Google it, you end up here, monbolk.ponyclubvic.org.au. This was the old URL. That's still active. So your old website's still there, and it will stay there until you're ready to move across to the new website. And when that happens, this same address will be the new website address. So if you go here and look at Southern Peninsula one, this is a very long, complicated URL. When you're actually ready and it's migrated across, it will become the normal standard southernpeninsula.ponyclubvic.org.au. So that's something that Sue Ann will look after, and that's in the horizon. But for now, we're going to access this hidden website. Okay, so first things, let me get rid of these tabs. We don't need those. And I'm going to click on this link. Okay, this is the login. This is the administrator login. First thing you need to do is enter your username and password, which was on that email. Now, I like to click remember login, and that way it saves this username and password and I don't have to keep entering it. So remember that and log in. And this is it. This is the very first page you get to when you log in as administrator. And you'll notice there's a couple of differences. So let me go and show you what it looks like to the general public. And this is what it looks like for an administrator. And it's because I've logged in. You get this black bar at the top. And this is the important admin stuff. You don't necessarily have to go through all of these items. There's quite a lot of configuration options here. As I said, this is a commercial industry standard website package. It's incredibly powerful. So there's things in here you'll probably never get to play with, but it's worth having a look through. So this is the settings. You can go in there, and I don't suggest we use the event manager. Apparently that's not configured to work, but file management is a very important thing. I'll record a separate video on that. You can manage your pages. If you ever delete a page, and you do that sometimes by accident, it goes into a recycle bin, and you can click here and pull it out again. We've got security settings, and that's a very big important upgrade over the previous website, is that we actually have proper security now. So you can make pages that are visible only to your club members and are visible to even only specific people like coaches, things like that. That's really cool. There's a second page of admin options here. The one thing this website manager allows you to do, you can preview what your website looks like on different devices. Let's just say you don't have an iPhone, and you want to see what it would look like when your crazy users want to use an iPhone on it. You can actually preview it and see what it looks like. That's pretty cool. Themes, vendors. I'm going to suggest don't play too much with the themes. The only one thing you can change, and if you looked at our Mobile Pony Club page, I've changed the background to be a black background because black's cooler. But you can do that as well, and I'll show you how to do that later on. But for this first video, that's what I wanted to show you, is the very basic thing of logging in. So that concludes that. I'm going to upload this now, and the next video we'll look at creating your basic menu structure at the top. I think we'll do that next. That will be quite interesting.